How you doing? You well?
Is that better?
Not particularly, no.
Is it bad?
No problem.
Okay, I'll begin. Well, Andy, you've named your side to take on the Brumbies. Lots of speculation from people that this could be your test side. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I understand that. I understand the speculation, but the truth of the matter is we've got a good side that's going to take the field on Wednesday. But I'll tell you guys what I said to the team this morning, that you know, there's always going to be speculation, but it's up to people to put the best foot forward for a test spot, isn't it, from now on in regards to the chance that they've got on Wednesday and on Saturday. I suppose you know, players can play themselves in and play themselves out at the same time, but at the same time all we're looking for is a cohesive team performance, and that's at the forefront of what we're trying to achieve.
Blair stays on from the Waratahs. Was it important for him to get a start at 15?
Yeah, I think so, whether it be 15 or on the wing. I think you've seen throughout now over the last few games lads that we feel need a little bit of continuity to get up to speed. I think it's nice for the turnover of the 2 games on the bounce to speed up that process.
While you guys are moving around, we know that the Brumbies will have been waiting for their opportunity. Can you give us a sense of what you're expecting to see from them?
Well, I know that there's a real sense of excitement. There's a lot of history that goes behind this fixture. The last 2 occasions that we've played against the Brumbies, there's been 4 points in it, for and against. So we know the challenge ahead of us, and it's something that we're looking forward to. But I know that they've been looking forward to this game for quite some time now. I've heard reports of how enthusiastic, how good training's been for the Brumbies, and that's what you would expect when the Lions are coming into town. So I suppose that makes it exciting for all of us.
You mentioned the history, but Mack, I know you were there in 2013 with your dad and your brother, is that right? Can you just tell us how good it is to be home and how excited you are to take on your old team?
Yeah, no, I was there that day, so I know how much it sort of meant to everyone around here and how much they'll be getting up for it. So as I said, it's very exciting, and yeah, to be back is nice. So I'm going to catch up with the rents and stuff in a bit, and yeah, just have a look. Everything's changed since I've been here.
What?
Lot nicer.
It's not changed since I've been here. So
Huh?
what's changed?
You were only here, what, like
January.
a couple months ago.
How long since you were last home?
I think it'd be close to 2 years, a little bit more than a couple months. So a little bit more's changed for me first. You know?
I don't think they've missed it now.
And how proud a moment is this for you, though, to be back in a red jersey this time?
Oh, it's incredible. It's it's a bit of a pinch me moment. Like not in my wildest dreams could I imagine I'd be back here playing for the Lions. So it's very special.
Thank you very much.
Andy, in terms of the strength of the squad and that speculation that got mentioned, how much movement in your mind is there for that first test and selection? Is it still completely wide open?
There has to be. I mean, the nature of the format over these 2 games allows for us to be open-minded. And again, you know, we play on Saturday after this, and we've a full week's worth of training. That's what everyone's used to anyway. So you have to stay open-minded. Otherwise, a closed book is not good for anyone.
I didn't know whether you wanted to kind of get to the final tour game and have completely blank 15 names, or as a coach, whether you'd quite like to have 5 or 6 games almost nailed on and then you're piecing bits around it. Is it really completely blank slate from your point of view is the ideal?
I wouldn't say blank slate. You've always got ideas, but again, you need to leave wiggle room for things to unfold and make a judgment on what you see over the next couple of games.
And in terms of the Brumbies, there's probably the expectation that it will be your toughest game on Aussie soil. Is that what you need as well at this point in the tour?
100%. That's what we expect Saturday's game to be a tough one as well, just before the first test. So the games are obviously coming thick and fast, but the faster they come, it's another game on the road for us. But it's one that's pretty special for the Brumbies. So there's a realisation from us as well as far as that's concerned.
And if Bundy gets an injury, what would be the plan at 12?
Oh, we've got players who've trained there and understand their different roles. So we've all sorts of different permutations that we'll be ready for.
Just finally from me, it was a bit of a feature in the Waratahs game and also in the Australia-Fiji game, TMO intervention. Is there any concern from you of how the TMOs got involved in, I suppose, your game in particular, and the potential for that in the Test series?
I suppose we want the right decision. I don't think anyone wants to see a stop-start game. Everyone wants to see continuity. But I suppose, you know, any given game, you could get a flow to that, or there might be some decisions or more decisions in any given game that needs to be referred. I suppose getting the balance is key along the way.
Andy, what did you make of the Wallabies' performance first chance to them?
I suppose they'll be seeing it as a start. The first hit out, I don't think they would have been expecting it to be super hot or whatever. It's exactly that. They've 2 weeks now to look at the pictures and make sure that they're ready for the first test. So I think that's what they would have wanted out of the game anyway.
No, and Joe, think he's held bits back.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he wouldn't be showing all of his hand. No, he'll have a few tricks up his sleeve.
Mack, do you have any friends, family coming tomorrow? Or when not?
Yeah.
Have you got friends?
I've got about 30 friends and family going apparently. I had people coming out of the woodworks for tickets for a while now, so I've handed mine off to my family and whatnot. So yeah, I've got a good few people coming out. Should be good.
Is it a chance to kind of reflect on how far you've come, or is this tour too busy for all of that?
Look, regardless if I played this game or not, it's obviously special to be playing it, but this isn't the ones you want to be in for. You want to be putting your name towards the test, so that's all I'm focused on for this game anyway.
How have you found it so far in terms of kind of 2 games you played?
Loved it. Yeah, I think we're, on the weekend was a little bit tougher, but I think as a group we're gelling really well, and everybody's really starting to buy in and really getting the way that we want to flow in attack and the way that we want to stop teams in defence. So, as I said, I think everyone's just really starting to bond as a unit, and I think that's shown on the field.
Mack, you're going to play against some guys that you played with in schoolboy rugby, the Lonergan brothers. How are you feeling about that?
It'll be good. I grew up playing against them my whole life, so it'll be nice. They're 2 of my best mates, especially. So to play against them again, I haven't played against them in a while, so it'll be a nice little switch up.
I know you've said it's special and your eyes are on those Wallaby tests, but to play against the club that you sort of grew up dreaming of, playing for Brumby, that's what you said all that time that you wanted to be a Brumby. Like, what does that mean to you to come back and be on that stage?
It's going to be interesting. I don't know really how I'm going to feel. I think until I'm out in the field, and won't be till afterwards I'll be able to sort of take it all in and know. It's hard to explain how I'm going to feel now. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. But as I said, it's going to be a great moment for myself and my family and everything. And playing against my friends it's going to be cool. So.
Not just this game, but coming back to Australia, was there any sense of sort of any point to prove in terms of when you left, you didn't get this opportunity sort of thing, or the fact that you played against the Wallabies previously sort of buried that side of it for you?
No, I think, I think my rugby and everything, I've been proving that for a bit now. So not every time I'm going to go up against them, I'm trying to prove something. Now I'm just enjoying playing rugby. That's what we're all here to do anyway.
Andy, just a word on Ollie Chessum.
Yeah.
It looks and it feels like it's an opportunity for all players, of course it is, but it just does feel for a young man there that he's got a great chance here.
He's got a chance, yeah, 100%, and I've really enjoyed working with him. The emotion that he showed of getting selected has spilt over into him really buckling down and trying to prove to himself and his teammates that he's going to thrive in this type of situation. So he's been very impressive. I mean, everyone in the second row, I think, has been really competing. This is a different option for us, like we did with Tygburn as well. So I think there's good competition there.
What do you see in his play, his style of play?
He's a big man. He's obviously a fantastic line-out option, but he moves really well. And you know, for big men, sometimes it can be a little bit not as flowing, but he's a rugby player throughout, as in good with the ball in hand. He understands the game, the holistic game. So. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he goes at 6 at the weekend.
Does it feel a bit Tom Crofty?
On Wednesday. Does it feel a bit Tom Crofty?
Tom Crofty less than-
I think Crofty was some athlete, wasn't he? Tall, but really quick and explosive. I think more of a hybrid between a pure lock and a 6. I think Crofty was probably a 6 first, wasn't he?
Andy, on the other side, what have you made of Tom Curry so far this tour? Another guy who's got a great opportunity.
Everything that we all know about him. He's a machine. His work rate, his stuff off the ball is very impressive, and the stuff that he does off the ball makes teams tick. You know, he's so fit, so determined to have an impact on the game, especially as far as physicality is concerned. So I think he started the tour really well.
Is it quite exciting that when you play those 3 lots, I suppose, on, you can also load the bench with 7, and you've got loads of...
Yeah, there's different options there, isn't there? And you know, obviously, second rows can swap and change and stuff like that as well. So it gives us a little bit of variety, but I suppose it just depends how the game's unfolding, how it flows. Probably expecting a bit of dampness or showers, etc. I don't know, but we'll see how it unfolds.
Not sprinklers?
Not sprinklers, no.
Andy, are you surprised that World Rugby have given, for the 3 massive test matches, at least 2 referees who could be described as developmental?
Well, I wouldn't say they're developmental in their eyes, because they wouldn't be selected for such a grand occasion, which is the Lions. So we 100% trust that.
Andy, how much will proven Lions test experience count for when it comes to choosing a test team? I think 5 of the start 15 started the 3rd test in 2021. Is that a consideration?
Everything's a consideration, but how people perform, dealing with an opportunity to try and get into the test team at the start is pretty difficult to handle as well. How they handle that type of pressure will say a lot about the player, not just the experience.
Okay, folks, so we would like just to...
Can I just check one quickly,
Go on.
Hugo Keenan, who's fully fit, what was the decision there with him and Blair at 50?
Just to give Blur an opportunity there. Obviously, Hugo had a start there, and he was able to. When we say train, we know how training has been. So it's not been a full-on week, but at least he's been able to get used to that position as far as all the plays and stuff are concerned. So it gives Blur a couple of days to be able to do that.
Okay, folks, we'll shut down the live section and we're going to
Is it going live? Jesus. Not live. Oh, okay. And we'll deal that later.
Otherwise I'll just repeat. So Andy's come in here before and said that he wants everyone in this team to sort of prove their test case. Is that feeding through everyone that this is your chance to really put a marker down there?
Yeah, well, it has the whole time. I mean, there's been a big emphasis on. Obviously, we didn't have a great start in Argentina, but every game making sure we're building and not only just putting our best foot forward, but making sure that we build on what we've done before. So yeah, it's a great opportunity and one everyone's very excited to get their hands on.
Can you talk a bit about the balance with that? You want your own game personally to go really well, but also you need to work with the team. And like what you maybe learned from 21 on that front, where you did get in the test side.
Yeah, I mean, the first and foremost thing is you win. Like personal performances aside, like I don't really care if you stand out. I don't care if you do if whatever you do, as long as the team wins. Obviously, to do that, people have to be putting their best foot forward, but you just have to do what you have to do to win. And sometimes it's not necessarily the glamorous stuff, but as long as you win.
Have you found how you've gone so far? What's your take on your tour to date?
I mean, I judge my games mostly or kind of review on how hard I work. So for me, like, and that's how I get like my enjoyment out of the game is getting up at Thor and running and doing all that stuff. And usually that puts me in kind of the best spots to do what I want to do. So I felt I've done that. I feel like I could definitely add. And I feel there's probably moments where probably not being the best, but I feel like it's building, and I know when I back up games like this, the best is yet to come.
And does the shirt number make any difference, or is it more about who's operating on the other flank to sort of slightly tweak the detail of your role?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it depends, obviously, set plays where you kind of end up in terms of the numbers. But yeah, usually it's kind of a work between the back row who probably finds the edge more, who find themselves around the middle. But like I said, it's not necessarily up to one person to do everything or do the best stuff. It's how you work together, and sometimes it might be, doing the bits out wide and letting kind of the back row work around their best sort of their spaces.
Can you quantify when you say you judge your game on how hard you work? Is that about a feeling of that you're going to the tag when you come off, or are you looking for particular stats and trying to hit those?
No, I don't do stats and numbers. It's just if it's on the if you're on the floor, how quickly you get up. If the ball's in the air, how quickly you run. So yeah, numbers don't mean much.
And does it sometimes frustrate you if you feel you've absolutely empty tank, you've done all that, but you might not have an X factor moment, so people will say, oh, he's had a quiet game?
No, that suits me. Like, I think that's probably usually when you play your best, really.
Can I just ask about the competition that open sides? Like,
yeah.
Most other positions, you're fighting against one or two players. There's 5 open sides
Yeah.
in a squad. So, what does that sort of do to the level of training?
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? It's class. First of all, it's brilliant, and I think all the back rows are kind of different within their own rights, and that's not saying kind of this is better or this, but like everyone's just, you go from Pollock to Van der Fleer to Jack, even Bernal, like everyone's different within their own rights and world class within their own rights. So yeah, you learn a lot, and it's different because you're not training together, or you are training, sorry, but because we're just playing, you're kind of learning from watching rather than learning from being with them. So it's been really cool to kind of be that up close and personal with it all, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's been good.
Were you in touch with your brother about the England game of the weekend?
Yeah.
It's quite an achievement, quite a performance.
Huge. I mean, we mistimed the map. I thought it was 10 a.m, so I was like, oh, brilliant, I'm going to wake up and get to watch the rugby, and it's going to be a lovely morning. And I woke up and the first thing was the England score. I was like, fuck. So it was a bit annoying. So I've not been able to watch that yet, but it was cool to see him go at 6. and to hear how they went defensively. So yeah, it's brilliant for him. Really happy for him.
How are you feeling at the moment, Tom? Are you able to put out on the field what you want to?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a really good place. Like I said, like obviously going into this a bit stop-start, but now like backing up games, I feel like when I'm playing, obviously when the more you play, the better you get. So yeah, I feel like I'm kind of timing it well.
But physically, you're there where you want to be.
Yeah.
And just on the sort of competition open side game, can you discuss how different it is to 21 when you're obviously 4 years younger, and now actually you're a sort of senior guy there who's been on to tour and like the others?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think when you're young, it's kind of a gift and a curse in terms of everything comes to you so quickly, and you always take it for granted. It's like, this is brilliant, but then that's brilliant because nothing phases you. You just throw yourself into the next thing, I think. But then looking back now, it's kind of like you can't take anything for granted. Like everything from a meeting to a gym session, because we don't get many of those either, to a prehab, rehab, physio session. Everything means the build up to the performance. Like you don't take anything for granted. You give everything to everything. So I think that's probably the biggest learning.
So do you see a bit of yourself in Henry I remember when you came onto the scene?
Yeah, I didn't have the chip and chasers. But yeah, no, 100%. Like it's just like, just throws himself at everything, and it's brilliant. And I think that's sort of it's brilliant, and it gives everyone energy. And I think that's it's a great trait.
That last tour was so hollow in terms of the COVID arrangements and being in a bubble and so on. Does that mean you're particularly just relishing all the stuff around this, of being in a country where there's fans everywhere and it's a bit vibrant? And what's been the best bit? I don't know, something that sort of stood out for you so far that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, no, it is literally like night and day. I think going from 21 to this one, I was just so, like, as soon as the team got announced, I was just so excited to get on this tour, because it's nice like doing that tour and all the tests, but you miss the fans and what comes with it, and obviously everything that happens on the pitch is, that's the be all and end all. But to see that stuff you do on the pitch and how much it means to everyone off it, not even just fans, but like friends and family, and being able to like celebrate with them as well, I think that's what it's about, isn't it?
So your family dividing, I don't know, like, are they just racking up a load of air miles going to South America and then here? Or?
No, I don't think they were playing rock, paper, scissors for Argentina or Australia. So yeah, I think they're both school teachers, so I think they're getting out here for the first, they finish on the 19th, and I think they make it for the first test. Right. So yeah, I think that's when the school term finishes, so it works out.
The game is played at a heck of a pace these days. The team in possession seems to be over it instantly, and breakdowns happening in a flash. Is there now a reduced capacity for a jackal to be performing at that?
Yeah, it definitely feels like there is a favour towards the attacking team in terms of keeping the ball flowing and a very fast-moving pace. So yeah, it's definitely tougher. But I think for us, like there's different ways of getting the ball back. There's different ways of controlling speed of ball. There's different ways of kind of just inhibiting attacks. So yeah, we have to put our best foot forward. But if we feel we're not finding that's kind of the best outcome, then we need to find another way. But like I said, the beauty of it is we've got a great back row, B, a great team, and obviously coaching staff that we can work that out. So yeah, it's been a real battle so far, on one that's going to be very exciting.
What's it like playing with Ollie when he's at 6? Have you probably played with him more when he's been a lot, I guess?
Yeah, I was trying to work this one out. A few times, maybe, yeah, a handful of times. But yeah, I think he's really stepped up. I think to see him obviously get his hand on the ball, more especially this tour, has been really cool to see. And then yeah, when he steps up in set piece, he's so calm, obviously athletic, and I think yeah, it definitely allows you or frees me up to stay up the lineouts.
And he's got a serious engine, doesn't he? Like I remember Alid when he was at England saying he was the king of the watt bike and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you love that, playing with someone like that who's got the sort of same work rate ability as you, that you can just sort of tear around together almost?
Yeah, especially for the big lads as well. Like sometimes you kind of the second rows are kind of find themselves in the middle, and it's just very kind of north-south. He gets himself wider, gets hands on the ball. You saw at the weekend him linking with Jack. Last week, linking with Jack. So I think for him, working with him, I think is going to be really cool.
And the Lions had a bit of an issue at the breakdown of the weekend. You know, the Waratahs did well in that area. From your vantage point, is that something that's a reasonably easy fix? And also, even when it's an opposition player, Charlie Gamble had a very good game. You just admire the art being executed, even if it's against your team.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's interesting because he was the one we spoke about kind of pre-game and in the week. So I think for us, you know, everything comes so quickly. We don't have time to maybe train the physicality or the accuracy stuff around that sort of stuff. So if we're going to say something, we need to back it up and do it. I think that's a special thing about this tour is you probably don't have the reps and sets, so you just have to be on it, and it's probably more of a mental thing. And especially around the breakdown, it's not just a back row; it's a 1 to 23. So yeah, we're gonna all have to step up our game in that area.
Tom, you mentioned the two fellow back rowers, very different players on the pitch. They strike me as being quite different off it. Someone like a Henry and Jack. Look, I may be different, but I may be wrong. But how different are they? Do you spend much time together? How have you all got along?
Yeah, I mean, it's spent a lot of time with Pollock, I guess. So yeah, no, I mean, we were all together for 3.5 hours today on the bus down. So you do spend a lot more time, and especially considering the 21 tour. I found you definitely spend a lot more time off the pitch together for this tour. I don't really know why, because you have the same amount of time, but I guess you're just doing more things. So that's been really cool. But yeah, Jack's been good. Him and Josh do the kind of the shocker of the day sort of thing. So they've been very funny on the bus.
What are the days?
It's quite hard to explain. You have to speak to him. I don't really know. It's like the shocker, like the funniest moment of the day, and they're very good at it because they're both like such like the nicest blokes you'll ever meet. So it's quite weird for them to like give out the shocker of the day sort of thing. So it's quite funny.
Who was today's shocker?
Who was today? I actually don't know. Also, it's a safe. No, I actually can't say. It's a safe bus actually. It's a safe bus, so I can't say anything.
I was just going to ask, like, I know in England, like, you guys all massively competitive and had darts and chess and things. Is there been any sort of activity that guys sort of competing against each other off the pitch?
It's a lot of cards at the minute. A lot of cards. So yeah.
Poker?
I think it's just cards.
It's a stone trap.
What? I know it's been particularly this bit of a tour is relentless with everyone's moving every 3 days. But what have you done that's totally not rugby related in the last, I think, couple of weeks?
I was actually going to say we went to the rugby league game. That doesn't really count, does it? Don't know, just a lot of beach, coffees. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're seeing the country, because obviously South Africa
Yeah.
just in the hotel, I guess, and on the golf course? I don't know if you play golf, but what have you been
I think
doing?
you had to. It's either that or yeah. So yeah, no, it's been really cool, and especially when, like, leading up to the games, you get out and about and people are wearing Lions kit, and it's like there's a real kind of build up to the games, and I think that's been really special.
Okay, guys, we'll leave it there.
Cheers, guys.
Sit down before you go.